Hello, I am Michi, and recently I realized that I was in need of some dining chairs. Because dining chairs can be quite expensive, and I am both thrifty and also trying to be very eco-conscious, I decided to upcycle some. I happened to find some on the side of the road, and free is my favorite price for something, so I picked them up, put them in the back of my car, brought them home, and now I'm going to show you how I upcycled some very vintage 1990s era chairs into something that I love. And here is one of the two chairs I got in all of its glory. In the background there was also the patio furniture I'd been using in the meantime. You can see they were pretty banged up. These chairs had seen a lot of wear, so first step in taking anybody else's trash is clean it up. I happen to like using Crud Cutter. This isn't sponsored or anything, although I'm totally open to it if they want to. I just happen to like this product because it's a pretty good cleaner, degreaser, and it also happens to be non-toxic and biodegradable. So I use this stuff on lots of things. Get some Crud Cutter. In addition to cleaning up garbage, I also use it to clean my stove. More information than you probably needed, but there we go. I let that sit for a few minutes and then got to scrubbing. These were pretty dirty. They had a lot of crayon marks and such on them. So they definitely needed some cleaning up, and it took me a few minutes to do that for both of them. Next step was to give these a pretty quick sand. The finish on them was already really worn and faded and wasn't doing anybody any good. Plus, I absolutely hate this color of finish, so it had to go. I didn't do a really heavy sand on these. I really just did like kind of a scuff sand because, as you will see in a minute, I have decided to paint these chairs. Because I really want these chairs to last me a good long time, I made sure to prime them first. And that just really helps give the paint something to stick to, because I didn't want to worry about having these chip or peel, especially since they're going to be a high contact surface. I mean, with chairs, you know, they're going to be touched, handled, sat in, they're going to get some abuse. So having a good primer on there is just, it's a really good idea to make sure that the paint layer is going to stick and that they will last. So at this point, I want to take a moment to say that if you are one of those people who absolutely hates painted furniture. Yes, hi, sweetie. If you absolutely hate painted furniture and you think that I am committing an atrocity by painting these vintage, very valuable chairs, please be sure to go shout at me in the comment section down below, because I could really use the engagement. So that would be great. Thank you. I will concede, though, that this was the point in the project where I did start to second guess myself and my whole process, because I don't know if any of y'all have been to the hardware store lately, but paint is now top hat and monocle expensive. And I was definitely a little bit sticker shocked when I saw how much it was going to cost to buy some paint. I didn't have to buy primer. I did already have that, but the paint itself for just a little guy was quite expensive, and I went around with myself a few times before I decided to go ahead and get the paint. And the reason why I did was, one, I already had the chairs and I'd already started working on them, but also, even though I probably could have bought a couple of cheap folding chairs for what the paint cost me, I definitely could not get nice chairs for that price. And I know that from experience that cheap folding chairs don't hold up. I have had more than one, you know, kind of fall apart on me, and it is really against my values to buy something that is kind of designed to break and just be replaced and just become more garbage. So I really wanted to be able to have something that was going to last and was going to be able to be used for years, something that I was going to love and delight in. And so that was how I justified the cost of the paint. Also, I ended up only using about a third of the paint. I really didn't need that much of it for the chairs, and I have some other projects in mind already that I will be able to use the paint on. So I'm kind of justifying it to myself in the sense that this is a product I'm going to be able to stretch over several projects, and that kind of brings the cost per project down. But it was definitely in my head that I was like, oh my God, I am getting some free chairs and I'm going to be making them more expensive than if I had just bought chairs. But I do feel really good about continuing the project and upcycling something so that it doesn't end up in the landfill, and not buying something new and cheap that was just going to end up in the landfill in a couple of years when I either don't have a use for it anymore or it starts to fall apart because it's cheaply made. So back to the painting. Just kidding. I forgot there was actually one more step before getting to the painting, and that was adding some sculptural elements to my chairs. If you've been around for a while, you may know from seeing some of my shorts and things that I love mushrooms. I do not like to eat them. No shade to anybody who does, but I just don't like the texture. I've tried. I just don't like it. But I love the way that they look, and I have a lot of mushroom decor because I just think that they're really cool. Mushrooms are fascinating. So I decided that obviously my chairs should have some mushrooms also. I sculpted them out of stone clay, which is a material that I have just started using, and I already really love it because it is super lightweight and it dries super hard and super durable. So far, I've been really impressed with how it holds up. Like, I've tried breaking it with my hands and it holds up so well. So I really like this stuff, stone clay. So I just went ahead and started making some mushrooms out of the stone clay, and then used a little bit of Mod Podge to just glue them to the chair and make sure that they stayed in place. And here's how the mushrooms look pre-paint. I think they came out great. I love how whimsical and fun they are. Okay, now we are to the paint. For the paint color, I chose a super dark gray, a very nearly black color, and I put a few coats of the paint on the chairs, and I went ahead and did a light sanding between each coat of paint just to make sure that everything was super smooth and had a really nice finish to it. And because I wanted to make sure that these were full of fun and whimsy, I got these rub-on transfers for the chairs. I got this set that has little mushrooms and potion bottles and moths and butterflies and moons. I really just fell in love with these designs. I think they're adorable. And the way they work is pretty simple. Basically, you just peel them, stick them down, and then you rub on the back, and then you peel back the transfer paper. They're kind of like stick-on tattoos, but for furniture. And I've never used these before. I don't know if these were a great choice for putting on the seats because, again, chairs are going to see a lot of use and wear, but I did end up putting several layers of clear coat on the chair after I had finished putting these on. So I am hopeful that they're going to hold up. And so far they don't seem to be showing any wear. We've only been using them for just a little while, but so far so good. I'll let you know if that changes, but I do really love how they came out. I think they are just absolutely adorable. The last thing to do before adding the clear coat to these chairs was to paint all of the little mushrooms that I added. I decided to paint them like turkey tails, which are one of my favorite types of mushrooms. I just love how colorful and beautiful they are, and I was really inspired by them, and I really love how they came out, and I hope that you enjoy them also. So without further ado, here is the reveal of my upcycled chairs. Thank you so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and maybe even leave a comment below. All of your engagement helps me grow this channel, and I look forward to bringing you future whimsical projects. Thank you so much. Bye.